Council members, before I turn it back over, I just wanted to acknowledge for the members of our public, you may have heard that the staff and I and the mayor attended the Michigan Municipal League annual convention this past week. And Oak Park was one of 4 finalists for what is called the Community Excellence Award, which is a very prestigious award that is given to a project in a city in the state of Michigan every single year. And we were acknowledged for the 9 Mile redesign project. So the staff and I think there's going to be, there we go, there's us. This is at the Grand Hotel where this was presented, but the staff and I worked, and the mayor worked tirelessly to promote the city of Oak Park. There's our booth. Don't look at that creepy painting behind our booth, but there it is. And, you know, we were not victorious. The city of Houghton, Michigan, and the Upper Peninsula won with their lakefront redevelopment project. But I have to say that the experience was tremendous for the city of Oak Park. And there's Dave dressed up as Okie the squirrel. By the way, one of the things that was the most magnetic was the fact that we had a city mascot. And for those of you who don't know, we have a Okie the squirrel as our city mascot. Many cities don't have a city mascot, so I think a lot of them are going to go back and create one. But there's Okie in the main lobby of the Grand Hotel. Color coordinated t-shirts. There's us the last day on our way out. And we also had the first booth in the area there, so it really brought attention to Oak Park. And I just want to say how, even though we didn't win, I'm so proud of the effort that we as a city put into this. And I'm exhausted, I can tell you that. I know everybody else is. But we did our city proud, and the future is so bright for Oak Park, despite the fact that we didn't take the title.
But
Thank
we
you.
got the idea out to the state of Michigan. We spread the idea. A lot of cities talked to us and said they loved the idea and they could see using it in their city. And we were helping other cities that were interested in ways that they can extend this idea. It doesn't take anything away from us. If other people copy our idea, it just makes the state better. So altogether, it was a win for the city of Oak Park. So many people came up to us and said, we just love your project, we're voting for you, and lots of positives came out of this. And we became known in the state of Michigan, which is a win by itself. There is a film. Are we going to show that film?
I think it was on our social media pages, but I don't. It's too much. I think 7 minutes is too much, so we're not going to show it here. I don't believe.
Maybe next time.
Am I wrong? Oh.
I can show it.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
I'm wrong.
Absolutely.
We got 7
And
minutes, right?
just a note, Director Crawford is the narrator of this film. Our director.
Founded in 1945, Oak Park is a great place to live. Known for our tight-knit community, tree-lined streets, and proximity to downtown Detroit, we have and hold dear a rich history of community, diversity, and connectedness. Rapid growth, overbuilt infrastructure, father time, and economic hardship hung heavy on some of Oak Park's signature infrastructure. And by 2015, 9 Mile Road was one of the worst to be found.
9 Mile was definitely not much desired at the time.
Seeing the need, but lacking the funds, city staff applied and were awarded a Center for New Urbanism project for Public Places grant, enabling the city to bring in planning expertise to begin to shape the community's vision for Oak Park's future that included a vibrant 9 Mile. The city set out to test and ensure real-world community support by everyday Oak Park residents.
We had a week's worth of charrettes with community members asking them what they wanted to see out of 9 Mile, In addition, in 2017, we held a pilot pop-up park in Sherman. Turns out residents really wanted to see that done permanently.
Creates a really unique draw along the corridor and also adds, a little bit of whimsy, a little bit of really cool placemaking that we think could really serve as a model for other communities in Oakland County.
We wanted to make sure that in one of our most challenged areas of the city that we could have a public amenity that was directly tied to it and people could access through the connector park into their neighborhood.
Collaboration and progressive grant seeking began to make this vision a reality across jurisdictional boundaries.
We had an opportunity to apply for a federal planning grant, and that ultimately we got it. And we got that because of partnerships. We all went at it together, we all got it. And the goal of that is to create safer, more interconnected streets between the jurisdictions.
We are inspired by what the city of Oak Park has done to transform 9 Mile.
Previously, 9 Mile was just a road that people passed through to get from point A to point B. We wanted to reimagine it and create a space that encouraged people to visit, invest in.
Lane shrinking design with the linear park and the pocket parks. Really, it's just the 9 Mile redesign is what brought us here.
As the mayor, I cannot tell you how proud I am of all of these developments that are happening in Oak Park. It took a long time to get the momentum going, and it felt like nothing was happening when we were busy planning.
Momentum around the 9 Mile project was growing exponentially, but unfortunately, available funds were not. City leaders once again put their heads together to find solutions and keep tangible progress on track.
More than just, hey, there's this little piece of land, there's a strategy involved, there's a, I think vision.
In response, the city launched a patronicity crowdfunding campaign through the Public Spaces Community Places program and raised more than $50,000 from local stakeholders. Additionally, the city applied and was awarded a $100,000 grant from the Department of Natural Resources to help fund construction of the connector park.
Really what set 9 Mile apart, it's so unique, yet at the same time it's something that's replicable, especially for urban areas where there's not a lot of opportunities for parks and open space, along with the connection that you were able to show to economic development and placemaking in your community. And that was just what wowed, honestly, our elected officials.
The largely transformed corridor was drawing attention and resident use.
I'm amazed, astounded.
To invest in Oak Park and build my business here. Go to the linear park to visit the different attractions off of 9 Mile in Oak Park. So it really does serve as a fantastic example of what is possible.
In our last project, we also added the protective cycle track that I'm standing on. That protects the bike lanes from the motoring traffic.
Our signaled intersections, and we looked to see where people were actually crossing the road illegally and added median crosswalks there so that it would be safer for our residents.
We knew that this was a corridor that the city was focused on transit-oriented development.
By 2023, the realization of the 9 Mile redesign, a complete corridor transformation, could really be seen, experienced, and was even beginning to be replicated.
Really epitomizes quality community planning, and it demonstrates the value that professional planners and the leaders in city management, the City Planning Commission, and the elected leaders, how together we create high-quality communities that attract talent, attract residents, and attract business investment.
To get out in the community and see what is actually happening with your own eyes.
Oak Park leaders say they hope to work cooperatively across communities to generate more interest. I mean, the changes are tenfold.
The 9 Mile redesign was once just a vision, but with some time and a whole lot of hard work, it's now become a reality. It is a complete corridor transformation here in the city of Oak Park.
Bravo, City Manager Tungate and staff for a winning project and a game changer for our city. Exciting.